Good evening and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I'm Anifat Ismail. The news headlines. Fed Govt pledges support for private sector investment. The First Minister justifies emergency rule in rivers, blames Fubara. ECOWAS seeks solution to food insecurity. Oyetola urges Africa to spearhead green shipping decarbonization. NBA forged rivers emergency rule. Declare Fubara's suspension unconstitutional. Army flags off construction of Niger barracks schools. FRS vows to strengthen tax policy in West Africa. Katsina begins GDP survey to gauge economic performance. Now the news in details. The Fed Govt has pledged to continue working towards establishing a safe and conducive environment that will attract and sustain private sector investment. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, gave this assurance during a meeting with Alhaji Aliko Dangote, President of Dangote Group, at his office in Abuja. The meeting focused on strategies to enhance private sector participation and stimulate economic growth through increased collaboration between government and industry leaders. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, has expressed his strong support for President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. In a statement on Tuesday, issued by the Ministry's Director of Information and Public Relations, Matawalle stated that the decisive action is vital for restoring stability to the state's turbulent political landscape. He asserted that the emergency rule is a necessary measure to address the ongoing political crisis, which has hindered the delivery of democratic governance and the welfare of the people of Rivers. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, has emphasized the critical role of food reserve in tackling the growing food security challenges facing the West Africa and Sahel. Kyari stated this at the third meeting of the Management Committee of the Economy and Community of West African States Regional Food Security Reserve held in Abuja. Kyari was represented by the Permanent Secretary of that ministry, Marcus Ogunbiyi, acknowledged the long-term commitment of ECOWAS and its partners. The minister, who doubles as the chairman of the committee, pointed out that the region's food security situation had worsened due to conflict, economic instability, and the severe impact of climate change. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Oyetola, has called on African nations to take a leading role in the decarbonization of the global shipping industry. Speaking at the African Strategic Summit on Shipping Decarbonization held in Abuja, Oyetola urged stakeholders to move beyond discussions and implement concrete solutions that will ensure Africa's maritime sector remains competitive in a rapidly changing global economy. The Nigerian Bar Association has faulted the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers by President Bola Tinubu, describing the move as unconstitutional and a dangerous precedent for Nigeria's democracy. In a statement on Tuesday, signed by its president, Afam Osigwe-San, The association insisted that the president has no constitutional power to remove an elected governor, deputy governor, or state lawmakers under emergency rule. The NBA argued that the political crisis in Rivers State does not justify emergency rule, questioning whether it meets the constitutional threshold of a complete breakdown of public order. The Chief of Army Staff, Olufemi Oluyede, has flagged off the construction of the Command Day Secondary School in Katangura Military Cantonment in Niger State. Oluyede was represented at the occasion by the Commander, Nigerian Army Training Center, John Shokoya. He said the Army deemed the school necessary to ensure smooth transition of pupils from primary to secondary schools, especially beneficial for children of military personnel and the host community. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has pledged to strengthen tax policy formulation and capacity building initiatives, not just within Nigeria, but across the entire West African region. The Executive Chairman, Dr. Zach Adedeji, made this commitment at the West Africa Tax Administration Forum Country Correspondent Conference for Heads of Corporate Communications. Adedeji emphasized the crucial role of tax policy in driving sustainable economic growth and the need for countries in the region to enhance the domestic resource mobilization. The Katsina state government has flagged off the process of conducting the state gross domestic product survey to gauge the state's economic performance. Governor Diko Rada announced this in Katsina at the opening of a 5-day training for the project's enumerators, supervisors, and other stakeholders. Rada, represented by the Permanent Secretary, State Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Ibrahim Muazu Safana, said the exercise will provide valuable insights into the performance of the state's economy. And that will be all on Just Event Online News at 9. Here is the recap of the story. Federal government pledges support for private sector investment. Defense Minister justifies emergency rule in Rivers. ECOWAS seeks solution to food security. Oyetola urges Africa to spearhead green shipping decarbonization. NBA fought Rivers emergency rule, declare Fubara suspension unconstitutional. Army flags of construction of Niger barracks schools. FRS vows to strengthen tax policy in West Africa. Katsina begins GDP survey to gauge economic performance. Thank you for watching Just Event Online News. Utilize the opportunity you have today to build a resourceful people around you. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates. Follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Just Event Online. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. Good night.